Welcome to the organizational meeting of the Board of Education. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first order of business tonight is the administering of oaths of the newly elected board members, Kimberly Blasiak, Katie DePirio, Kelly Person, and Gloria Towle-Hilt. I'll ask each of you to read the oath and sign it and then return it up to me. Mrs. Blasiak?
Yes. Read it. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of board member according to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Mrs. DePirio?
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of board member according to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Mrs. Person?
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of board member according to the best of my ability.
And Mrs. Towle-Hilt?
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of board member according to the best of my ability.
Thank you. I'd like to remind each board member to please read and sign the school board ethics guidelines, and you can return them to me at the end of the night. The next item on the agenda is the election of the president. May I have a nomination for the office of the president?
I'd like to nominate Sabourin.
Do I have a second?
Second that.
Is there another nomination? Okay. No other nominations? All in favor to elect Seema Rivera as the president, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 9-0. Seema, you want to come up and I'm gonna have you read your oath? And you can take it from here.
Okay, thank you.
This too.
So I'll read my oath. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of President of the Board of Education according to the best of my ability. Okay, so next on the agenda, we have the election of the vice president. Do we have any nominations?
I nominate Kelly Person.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll
second.
Judy, second.
I'm not hearing anything.
You can't hear us, Gloria?
Now I can. I didn't hear you.
Okay, I'll try to speak louder. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, so we have a second, motion to nominate Kelly Person for the vice president position. Any other nominations? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0. Congrats, Kelly. You wanna read the oath of office?
Sure. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Vice President of the Board of Education according to the best of my ability.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Next, we have the appointment of officers. This includes the appointment of the district clerk, the appointment of district treasurer, appointment of deputy treasurer, the appointment of the tax collector, appointment of the claims auditor, appointment of attendance officer, and the oaths of office for the superintendent, district clerk, treasurer, deputy treasurer, tax collector, and claims auditor. Can I have a motion to approve the appointment of these officers? Nate, second. Kelly. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0. Next, we have another set of appointments. This includes the appointment of legal counsel, which recommends the appointment of the Honeywell Law Firm, the appointment of the medical director, which includes Dr. Warren Silverman as a medical director, and the appointment of school physicians, which includes Schoolhouse Road Pediatrics and Capital Care Family Practice, and Ellis Works and Access Compliance for the required employee physicals. And there's also another list here of other appointments of officers that are needed. Can I have a motion to approve this list of officers? Kim, second. Katie? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes 9-0. Next, we have a list of authorizations. Give me 1 second. Can I have a motion to approve this list of authorizations for petty cash control, cash amount for school lunch, and the others listed here under number 6? Nate? Second. Rebecca? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0. Next, we have the official undertakings, the bonding of personnel. Can I have a motion to approve the list of bonding of personnel, which includes the tax collector, the district treasurer, the deputy treasurer, and the claims auditor? Blanca, second. Kelly? Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0. Next, we have a list of designations. This includes the designation of the official newspapers, which includes the Altamont Enterprise and/or the Daily Gazette and the Times-Union as the district's official newspapers. The official bank depositories recommend Key Bank is a designated depository for the following accounts listed there. And also Capital Bank and New York Liquid Asset Fund for the general fund account. And we also have the official bank depository for tax collection, and then the designation of regular meetings for the Board of Education meetings for next year. Can I have a motion to approve these designations? Katie, second. Judy? Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0. Next, we have a list of other items. This includes the school board meetings, the school board ethics guidelines, policy for purchasing, policy regulation, and then purchasing exhibits. Can I have a motion to approve these other items? Kim, second. Nate, any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0. Next, we have the designation of board committees and school building liaisons. So I know that we have a list here. We can start with liaisons. And I don't know if everybody, if all of this information is accurate, so maybe we can just go through and make sure we have one liaison and one alternate for each building. So for Altamont, anybody have number 1 for Altamont?
Looks like mine didn't go through, so I'll take whatever people.
Kelly?
Well, I'll take whatever people, the leftovers, since it looks like my, it looks like my,
Katie, you want
my
Altamont?
thing, if she wants
Sure.
Altamont,
Okay.
she could, certainly.
And
Or
then we
whatever,
need-
I can take, I mean, if ever, mine wasn't accurately recorded, so
Yeah, I don't
if somebody
think-
else wanted it first, I can take whatever.
She's fine with it. I
Okay,
think
you
I was
can have it, and
Altamont
then,
already.
Kelly, do you want to be an alternate?
Sure,
Okay,
absolutely.
thanks. And then for GES? Did anybody have GES down? Okay, Rebecca, thank you. And then a alternate for GES
I'll do it.
and liaison for Linwood?
I have Linwood.
Looks like Gloria.
Gloria, thank you. And an alternate for Linwood? I can, oh, Rebecca? Pine Bush,
That was.
Judy and Kim? Oh, you both had it down? You guys can decide,
Okay.
one of you wanna take it and one of you wanna be an alternate?
Yeah, I'm good either way.
Yeah, I just figured you were busy with other things at Pine Bush, and that's why.
Oh, I'm their treasurer, so I'm gonna be there anyway.
Yeah,
Oh.
we'll work it out.
Okay, so I'll just put Kim
Judy will
and
be
then
there
I'll
anyway.
put,
Yeah, do it.
Judy's an alternate, you guys can
Fight
talk
it
about
out.
that, yeah, fight it out. Next is Westmere.
Rebecca had that as.
Does anybody still not have a liaison that they're assigned to?
I don't have one. I could
Kelly, do you
that.
wanna do Westmere?
Sure.
I can be, an alternate
Okay.
for, Westmere.
I think all of them were fine. It's Guilderland was the time was like always bad for me. But
Yeah, a
I
lot of
think-
times I think GS would have
Yeah.
them on board meeting
Board
nights.
meeting.
I think
Um,
Westmere was one that was fine.
What about FMS?
I can do that.
Blanca?
I can be a liaison.
Kim, you'll be liaison for that, okay. And then the high school,
Yeah, alternate. Thank you.
I'm sorry, alternate for Farnsworth, yep.
Blanca, very primary.
Thank you, Liz.
And for the high school,
I don't know if we can do two, but
I don't have a primary yet, so.
Nate, you wanna
Yeah,
take
that's
that
fine.
one?
I'll
The
do
high
it again.
school,
alternate?
and Blanca, your alternate. And then we have SEPSA,
I
Katie?
have
Okay.
Altima, but I can.
and then an
else.
alternate for that.
I can do the alternate.
Nate? Okay.
I can order.
All right, and of course, if the alternates can't make it, you can always email everybody and ask,
Mm-hmm.
see if somebody else can make it. So that's the list of liaisons. Next are the Board of Ed committees. And also, I'm not sure if it's accurate or not, so we'll just go through and make sure that there's a delegate and an alternate for each.
There's no alternate.
Oh, sorry,
the
just for the
committees.
NISBA,
Yeah,
yep.
it's just committees.
Can I see who's interested in the NISBA voting
No,
delegate?
I was.
Kim? Okay. And CAPSPA? Okay.
No,
You've been
they
pretty
haven't.
quiet.
Yeah, they have that
Since
more than a
COVID.
year. Yeah, I think.
DEI, I think we discussed for DEI that there would be, and you can correct me, Gloria, 3 board members, and then it's,
Plus the president.
as a as a member, okay. So,
Yeah.
there's a few people who had it here. Maybe you can just let me know, because I'm not sure if this is accurate or not.
I would like to see.
Rebecca? Okay.
If my term is up and someone else wants to take it, I'm okay with that.
So we also had, who else listed?
Me.
Blanca? Did you want it?
Yeah, but, if no one else.
Well, I mean, I'll write you down and we can see, is anybody else?
I mean, I would always do it again, but I'd rather give you guys the opportunity to do it, have different voices.
Great, that's
So-
kind of how I feel on it.
So I have Rebecca, Blanca, Kelly, and then it's the board president, that's the 4th position. So is there anybody else who's interested that would,
So do you
would
want
like to talk about it?
Did Katie, Katie's, you're on the list for that. Was were you interested in that?
Sure. Oh, so we have 3 board members and then
Yes.
the board president, so it's 4 total.
So
Okay,
you already have,
so-
right?
So Rebecca, Katie, and Blanca?
So I have Rebecca, Blanca, and Kelly right now. So
Okay.
you're saying you don't wanna do it, Kelly, and?
I'd rather defer to Katie if she is interested.
Okay.
Just to
Katie,
have
are you
somebody-
interested?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll take you off, Kelly.
I just see that it's on there. You might not be your first choice, but is it something you're interested in doing?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
And the audit committee, I'll do audit. I know a lot of people don't like it.
I'll do audit. I like audit.
Rebecca? Okay. And Kelly, you'll do it again?
Yes. 'Cause we love Neil so much. Although he's done.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Sorry.
So that must be the connection.
We're jumping, nobody jumps to do audit. Business practices,
Yeah.
Judy,
Yep, Gloria.
Gloria.
Yes.
Thank you, and one more person?
I'll do that one
Oh,
again.
4, sorry, Kelly.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot, we didn't do it a lot this year, so I'll do it again.
Nate, were you
Too much
interested in
going
this
on.
one? I'm not sure.
I mean, it was my number 3 choice. Communications and policy were, I mean, I don't know how many we should
You should,
be signing up for.
I mean, I can put you down and you can change it if we don't have other people
That's fine,
interested.
that's fine,
Okay.
yeah.
And then communications,
Yeah.
Gloria, Judy. Is that 3?
No, it's 4.
It's 4.
Oh, I'm sorry,
My
okay.
goodness.
It's right in there, right in front of me. Who else is interested in communications?
So we've got Gloria, Judy, and Nate.
Yeah.
Oh, Blanca? Okay, thanks.
Nate, did you want?
We need 4.
Nathan.
Nate, you said Nate?
Yeah, Nate, but he also has policy, so
Oh, okay.
that might be too many, so we'll see if somebody
Yeah.
else.
I
Well,
mean,
wait, didn't you
I
want
wouldn't mind doing that.
communications
To do
more
a
than
business
business?
I did, but,
So then let's trade.
Communications?
okay,
Communication.
so,
So Kim will take communications. So it's Gloria, Judy, Blanca, Kim. I have this all typed
you
out,
wanna be on
so don't worry.
No, Nate wanted to be on.
Wait, hold on.
I heard Nate say, like. if-
communications and policy were the two that I wanted.
Yes, and someone said if it was too much, so that's why I said I would take it
Oh,
if it
business
was too
practices.
much.
And
This
I
is what
don't-
happens when the board is too friendly.
So
Yeah.
which one would you like, Kim, business practices or communications?
Business practices. If I have a choice now, if you want to do
Okay.
communications, so
That's fine.
great.
Oh my goodness.
And then policy?
Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely need.
How many
I'll-
members are on policy?
4.
4. I'll
I
go,
thought,
I'll go back, I took
that
a little
would-
hiatus.
Blanca, well, yeah, it's Nate.
I thought
Blanca,
policy would be,
Katie,
I was interested in policy as a new
So
member.
Katie,
Those all have as
Nate,
a first choice.
Blanca,
And
and
Blanca?
somebody else. Yep.
Is that, that's for Nate, I wrote policy, never mind, hold on.
We need these two.
Thank you, Blanca, Katie. So I have Katie, Blanca, Seema, Nate.
Unless somebody else has a burning desire to be on policy.
You guys did a great job this year.
Okay.
Okay, and then there's the CPSE and CSE. There's a delegate and an alternate.
I guess my question was what exactly, because I put that as my number 2, what exactly is that?
So I think sometimes we have a board rep for that, but I have not served in that position. I'm not sure if anybody who's been in that position has had any
Barb used
meetings
to
that
do
they've
it,
had to
yeah.
attend.
Oh, I'll take that.
Yeah, I was the rep last year and
You didn't have
I
any?
didn't do any,
Okay.
didn't have any meetings to attend.
So Kim and then an alternate?
Oh, you know, alternate.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Kelly,
Kelly.
okay. And then the NISBA advocacy, oh, nobody had it down for, we need a delegate and an alternate.
It's different than voting.
Oh, the advocacy actually,
You'll do?
oh, I was so good.
Okay.
Be alternate.
Blanca, okay. Okay, so I think we have everything, oh, we just need one more, sorry, alternate for NISBA voting.
I'll do it. Yeah, it's fine.
Kelly, okay.
I'll have to check the election dates. Or is it virtual? It's not virtual anymore, is it?
It's in Syracuse this year.
Oh, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't.
I'm
False.
planning on going, I can do it.
So Judy, you wanna
Yeah,
do it
it's just,
instead?
it's just a voting delegate, yeah. So you have to go to
Can't
the
really
meeting.
commit to a
Yeah.
trip at the moment.
Does anybody want me to read all of these again?
I would need to
Yeah.
know.
Or you-
Yes,
okay.
please.
So for NISBA voting, I have Kim, and then Judy's the alternate. For CAPS, I have Rebecca, and I'm the alternate. For DEI, it's Rebecca, Blanca, Katie, Seema. For audit, Seema, Rebecca, Kelly. Business practices, Judy, Gloria, Kelly, Kim. Communications, Gloria, Judy, Blanca, Kim. Policy, Nate, Seema, Blanca, Katie. CPSC, I have Kim and Kelly as the alternate, and then NISBA advocacy, I have Kim and Blanca as the alternate.
It's me, not Kim on communications.
Communications, yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Skirt my duties.
Oh, we got one.
Get one policy, get one group.
Scratch off, that's not bad.
Motion first. Can I have a motion to approve these designation of board committees? Blanca, second, Nate. Any other questions or comments? No, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0.
Seema?
Yes.
Usually, we have the person who was the chair last year call the first meeting of those committees, when we're ready to get started.
Of the last year's committees? Okay, so.
Yeah, whoever was chair this past year calls the first meeting so that they can meet and elect the chair.
So I think the only difference this year would be policy, and Nate, do you wanna,
Yeah, I'll call the first meeting.
okay. And the rest of them are, everybody's here, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Gloria. Next, we have the public, hearing code of conduct, and I'll turn it over to Dr. Wiles.
Thank you, Dr. Rivera. So this evening, we have before the board our
proposed revised code of conduct. Over the course of the past several months, we had two groups of individuals looking at our existing code and making updates based on recommendations from the New York State School Boards Association with whom we work. And so the one team was a leadership team that included representatives from elementary, middle, and high school. We had Marcia Ranieri on the committee to help bring the ENL perspective to the work. Lisa Knowles was on the committee to bring the students with disabilities perspective to the work. Matt Pinchinat was on the committee as well to look at it from an equity perspective across all groups. And so they met several times over the course of the year to review and make recommendations. All of those recommendations ultimately made it to the policy committee of the Board of Education. That happened in several stages over the course of the year. And then over two separate meetings, the full board saw all the changes for a first read of the Code of Conduct. So tonight before the public is the complete revised version of our Code of Conduct. And I'm here to stand for any questions and can obviously turn to committee members if there are questions that they would like to, or comments that they would like to make. This will be available for public comment for 30 days, and so the board would be asked to actually adopt the Code of Conduct at our August meeting, and then it would be in effect when we start the new school year. So I will offer up anyone who may have a question.
I don't have a question. I just had a comment that, and I think many of us have spoken about this, that we really appreciate the dress code changes compared to what they were. They're certainly more equitable, so it was a positive comment.
Thank you. We spent a lot of time on the dress code. Yeah. It's a very popular topic right now. Any other questions? So I'll just say to the public, these are all on our website. You're welcome to take a look. And if there are questions, they can reach out to me directly, and I'm happy to answer any of those questions. And then this will be brought to the board for action in August. So thank you, everyone who worked on it from the committee level in the school district, our administrative team, and of course the policy committee who looked at this a second time. Thanks so much.
Great, thank you, Dr. Wiles. Next, we have the regular part of the board meeting. Public comment. Linda, are there any public comments? Okay, thank you. Next, we have the consent items. This includes the minutes of the June 14th, 2022 meeting, the personnel action, financials, which includes school lunch and CSE and CPSE recommendations. Can I have a motion to approve the consent items? Kelly, second. Judy, any questions or comments? All in favor? Passes 9-0.
Dr. Rivera, before we go on, I would be remiss not to call attention to one particular item on the consent agenda. This evening, the board has just accepted the resignation for the purposes of retirement of Mr. Neil Sanders, our esteemed Assistant Superintendent for Business for the last 18 years. So Neil, this is kind of a hard pill to swallow, if I can be totally honest with you, but we appreciate your many years of outstanding service to the district, your professionalism, your integrity. You're going to be tough to replace.
I just want to say thank you for the opportunity I've been given. Great opportunities to this Board of Education and other boards of education, students, staff, parents, taxpayers. Fortunate to be in this district. I'm going to miss it, and I appreciate everyone's support over the years.
We clap, but we're sad.
Clap because we're proud of you, not because we're glad you're leaving. We're very sorry, very sorry.
Thank you, Dr. Wiles. Next, we have the curriculum and instruction information. I'll turn it over to Rachel.
Good evening. We have two state mandated district plans that are updated annually and approved annually. They are there for your information. First is the Project SAVE plan, which is effectively the district safety plan, and the professional development plan. and these will both be up for approval at the August meeting.
Okay, great, thank you, Rachel. Next, we have school business. Neil?
First item this evening is the approval, or review actually, of our annual plan for the district cell phones, listing the authorized users, plan, and cost effectiveness. Next is donations. Noted in your board materials is a list of the annual donations that have been received during the 2021-22 school year. And then finally this evening, in terms of information items, we wanted to provide an update on the open meetings law and a video conferencing amendment that came out a short time ago. So just to review the existing open meetings law requirement, that board members must be heard, seen, and identified while the meeting is being conducted, and that remains in effect. That's always been part of the open meetings law. So given that, the law does not permit board members to join only by audio, telephone, or teleconferencing. So as in the past, absent board members may participate in meetings by video conference from a separate physical location, provided that the separate physical location is identified in the meeting notice, and that the separate physical location is accessible to the public to attend, listen, and observe in person. So the recent amendment to the open meetings law expanded the use of video conferencing to conduct open meetings under what's termed extraordinary circumstances. The new amendment permits the school board to allow for remote attendance by its members at locations that do not allow for in-person physical attendance by the public, and that could be from home or elsewhere, and to adopt a resolution authorizing such remote attendance under extraordinary circumstances. So in order to permit remote attendance in a non-public location, there's a number of requirements that need to be met. First is the board must adopt a resolution that permits remote attendance. Second, the board must establish written procedures that set forth what the board determines to be extraordinary circumstances. Some examples could be disability, illness, caregiving responsibilities, or any significant or unexpected factor or event which could preclude a member's physical attendance at such a meeting, and post those procedures on the district website. Then a public hearing needs to take place on the proposed resolution authorizing the use of video conferencing, and that must be held before the board may adopt the resolution, and those things could occur during the same meeting if the board so choose. And then finally, the board must post the written procedures on the district website. So a member who's participating from a remote location that is not open to in-person physical attendance by the public may not be counted toward a quorum of the board. However, they may participate and vote if there is a quorum of members present at a physical location open to the public, such as here tonight. Meeting minutes must note which, if any, members participated remotely. So again, bringing this to you for your information, the board does have a choice here if they want to go down the road of expanding access remotely for board members to conduct meetings, and there's some procedural issues that have to be followed in order to enact that.
So would it make sense to, I don't know if this would go to policy, or, because right now there's no resolution, right, that really clears or clarifies the practices that were, since COVID times have ended with what the governor allowed us to do with video conferencing, but now we need to adopt a resolution. So I don't know, would it be good for policy to look at this? I don't know, I know people have been asking about it. It's not 100% clear to me. I think it would be a good idea to have it in writing.
Well, the board must post the written procedure, so do we
Yeah.
have written procedures developed? And if not, maybe we should develop those and then.
So we don't have to, we can continue to do what we have been doing, which is what we're doing tonight, where Gloria is participating. Because right now, if someone from the public wanted to join her, we have posted the meeting and they could go. So under the new legislation or the new changes, it allows for extraordinary circumstances where the public would not be invited to actually go to the location where the board member is. So I think the change allows it to be more spontaneous. Like, we've had examples where earlier in the day, we've learned from a board member that, you know, they're ill or they have an ill child, and we haven't posted the meeting with that address on it in a timely way, so it hasn't been possible. So this is a way to make a more blanket approval in order to do this. But you have to go through all of these steps and figure out the processes and what would count as an extraordinary circumstance and so on. So we don't have to do anything so long as it's a planned absence, kind of like Gloria's tonight. And that's really, you have two decision points. Should we go down this new road, and if so, then what does it look like? Did I get that right, Neil?
You did get that right.
Okay, thank you.
For what it's worth, I think we should go down the road for unexpected childcare issues or illnesses or whatever. You can't always predict what's gonna happen even right before the meeting.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I mean, I know it hasn't happened a lot, but I wouldn't want to exclude anybody from the meeting because, especially if there's, you know, something important that night and they're ill, or they, you know, they can't be in a public location, so, I think maybe we could add this to policies work and then look at this. I don't think there's a timeline, right, that we need to do this by, so we can work on the steps required.
I'd probably recommend we reach out to council and just get us some recommendations of what good practice would be. I don't know if NISBA has put together anything.
I have not seen anything.
I haven't seen
yet.
anything, but instead of creating it on our own,
Right.
perhaps we can get it started.
And if NISBA does, that would be great.
Yes.
Things are usually good. Okay, great. Thank you, Neil. Next, we have superintendent information. Dr. Wiles?
Thank you so much. I have just one item this evening, but it's a terrific item to have. On June 24th, we hosted our in-person, everyone could come, graduation ceremony at the MVP Arena. And it was just, I thought, one of our most memorable and touching graduation ceremonies in a long time. I had one community member who sent me an email, and I'll just share the words, who said, and I thought it captured it very well, the ceremony was just right, decorum paired with some levity, the music was wonderful, and the video was very professional. The whole thing was inspirational and sent the new graduates off on just the right note. I do think that captures the spirit and the feeling that was in that very large room on that morning. And a lot of people did a lot of work to make that happen, to go as smoothly as it did. So I certainly want to recognize Mr. Piscatelli, who takes the lead on that and works through all of the details, working with the assistant principals and his office staff, the whole leadership team, the class advisors, of course. Mrs. Bedian and Mr. Corona did a phenomenal job doing the roll call. Every name was heard and heard clearly, which means so much to all of our parents, and rightfully so. Our technical crew, who's here tonight, did a terrific job so that community who couldn't come or were out of town could also participate. Our speakers were awesome, and the graduates themselves were just so gracious and appreciative. I'm so happy when they came up to get their diploma. It was really very touching. So none of this would be possible except for all the people who worked so hard to make it happen. And I was just really proud of the whole school community that morning.
Great, thank you, Dr. Wiles. Next, we have board president information. I have one item here, which includes the NISBA convention. This year, it is in Syracuse on October 27th to 29th, and registration opens August 1st. So if anyone is interested, any board members are interested in attending, you should contact Linda Livingston ASAP. And if there's any interest in submitting a resolution, there's a resolution kit attached to this item, Resolution Kit 2022. And next, we'll move on to school business. Neil?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Rivera. First item this evening is a resolution to award the bid for kitchen serving line equipment to Joseph Lehan Company, the lowest responsible bidder, meeting specifications.
Can I have a motion to approve the kitchen servicing line equipment bid? Judy, second. Blanca? Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 9-0.
Next item is a resolution for the 2022-2023 school year for BOCES cooperative bidding. It's rather long, the resolution, so I won't read it, but it does allow us to participate with Capital Region, BOCES, and other schools in the area of equipment supplies, contractual items, as well as cafeteria commodities, including but not limited to food, beverages, and culinary items.
Can I have a motion to approve the BOCES cooperative bidding? Blanca, second Rebecca. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0.
Next is another rather lengthy resolution. It's for statewide excess insurance purchasing cooperative and our ability to be a continuing member of that cooperative.
Can I have a motion to approve the statewide excess cooperative resolution? Kim, second Kelly. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0.
Next, we have budget transfers as noted in your materials for both the 2021-22 school year and the 2022-23 school year.
Can I have a motion to approve these general fund transfers? Judy, second Rebecca. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0.
Next is a resolution to approve the agreement to provide educational services to resident students and authorize the superintendent of schools to execute the agreement with St. Catherine's Center for Children.
Can I have a motion to approve the service agreement with St. Catherine's? Nate, second Katie. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0.
Next is a resolution to appoint Honeywell Law Firm, PLLC, as district legal counsel for a 5-year term, renewed annually beginning July 1st, 2022, and authorize the superintendent of schools to execute the agreement.
Can I have a motion to approve the legal services RFP? Blanca, second Gloria. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0.
Next is a resolution to approve the agreement with Bell's Auto Driving School to provide student driver education program services for the period September 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2023 at a cost of $200 per student.
Can I have a motion to approve the contract for driver ed services? Rebecca, second Judy. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0.
Finally, I'm pleased to report that we have 2 donations we'd like to recognize: a cello, 2 violas, and a clarinet from Wes Yang, and the establishment of a carrying closet or bin for each elementary school and middle school students, funded by donations from a network of community sponsors.
Can I have a motion to approve the donations? Kelly, second Judy. Any questions or comments? Just thank you, and also thank you to Amanda Beadle for coming and talking to us about the carrying closet.
This will be great.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Passes 9-0. Thank you, Neil. Next, we have superintendent action, Dr. Wiles.
Thank you. I have 2 items this evening. The first is a request to approve our emergency response plans for our buildings for the 2022-23 school year. Board of Education reviewed these in executive session this evening, and I'll point out that there will be 1 small amendment to the plan for Pine Bush Elementary School based on that discussion.
Great. Can I have a motion to approve these emergency response plans for 22-23? Katie, second Nate. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0.
And my second item this evening is a contract ratification, and we're seeking authorization from the Board of Education to execute the proposed memorandum of agreement between the Guilderland Central School District and the Guilderland Office Workers Association for the duration of the collective bargaining agreement, which is July 1, 2022 through June 30th, 2025.
Can I have a motion to approve this contract ratification? Blanca, second Judy. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0. Thank you, Dr. Wiles. Next, we have board president action. First item here, we have a handbook for better school board operating procedures. And the attachment is there. Can I have a motion to approve the handbook for better school board operating procedures? Kim, second Judy? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Passes 9-0. And let's get down to letter C, the Board of Education policy adoption. We have a list of policies here which start from A to Q. Can I have a motion to approve these list of policies that were up for information last time? Kelly? Second, Nate? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Passes 9-0. Next, we have board committees, and I don't think we have any reports because we just established them.
No, we had the business practices just
Oh, business practices did.
had a meeting and Cliff Nooney is here in case we have any questions about it. First of all, we talked about the cobblestone schoolhouse, and we recently received a boundary survey map from Hirschberg and Hirschberg for the cobblestone schoolhouse. Boundary markers were difficult to identify based on the very old description of the property, and Neil and Chris Honeywell will discuss the next steps on that. Then maintenance mechanic position, and this has a couple of aspects to it. In the 2020-2021 budget, a maintenance helper position was eliminated due to it being unfilled at the time and the financial uncertainty of the pandemic. Cliff shared with the committee the difficulty since in meeting the daily needs and demands of our facility with one less maintenance position. From a data perspective, the national staffing average is 120,000 square feet for each maintenance mechanic. We are currently at 165,000 square feet for each maintenance mechanic. And even with the addition of one mechanic, the district would still be above the national average at 141,000. The proposed plan, as we discussed and recommended for approval, is to redirect available funds from the transportation department to the maintenance department and use that position to implement a district-wide preventative maintenance program. Some examples of that work include pump and motor maintenance, including greasing and laser alignment, exhaust fan maintenance, HVAC audits, HVAC coil cleaning, heat exchange recovery, wheel maintenance, hot water circulation system maintenance, and fountain and lead filter system inspection and maintenance. Not only will more routine inspections and maintenance extend the life of our equipment, as we all know from home probably, it will also result in fewer breakdowns, increased efficiency, and lower costs. The new position would be funded by currently available budgeted funds from an open transportation bus mechanic position. The district currently has 2 budgeted open full-time bus mechanic positions that we have been unable to fill for several years and with no potential. So bus mechanics are as hard as bus drivers to find too. Recommended board action is to transfer one budgeted bus mechanic salary in the amount of $51,112 to the maintenance department to meet this need. Okay. And then we had 2 updates. The 2019 capital project, which has been being worked on now. This is the final summer of year 3. We are positioned well to complete the project with the materials on site, and to avoid shipping delays and production backlogs, the district took delivery last year of all the roofing material needed for both last year and this year. This proved to be a very wise decision, as roofing material is close to double the price this year compared to a year ago. Remaining work includes unit ventilator replacement at Pine Bush, ceiling replacement at Gilliland and Westmere, boiler replacement at 4 of the elementary schools. The other one had already been replaced. High school science wing casework, high school East Gym girls locker room construction, Farnsworth unit ventilator replacement, and the Linwood Nurses Suite renovations. and substantial completion is slated for September or October of this year. So we're well on track and very lucky that we have the roofing materials. Then for the 2021 capital project, and you may have seen pictures of this submitted by Mr. Nooney, to the board anyway, is underway with the installation of instructional technology, namely Promethean boards and excavation work for the new turf field. And that's what we had the pictures of. The estimation completion is the midpoint of this fall sports season, so we should be able to get in some of our fall sports on. Delivery of the new elementary playground equipment has been delayed until early fall, and the district will be submitting plans and specifications to the New York State Education Department for review and approval of the pavilions, the HVAC units, and paving, and we're still anticipating delivering on the project as intended, although we will be watching the bid prices, and as we all know, that it's not just for school things. Another, I guess, problem or proposition that we're having trouble getting. Cliff Nooney provided an update on the purchase of a replacement courier vehicle approved by the voters in May of 2021. The district has yet to receive the vehicle ordered in October of 2021. Also, we have yet to be notified of a build-out date that would signal the start of factory production. So, and as you're aware, there's an industry-wide delay in the manufacture and delivery of automobiles and trucks, primarily due to a global shortage in the manufacture of needed electronics. So that was big. And then another one was also big, Farnsworth Middle School stage lighting. Cliff reported that the Farnsworth stage lighting is in need of replacement. The system is estimated to be 1960s or 1970s vintage. Due to its age, there are very few vendors in the area that are able to troubleshoot and repair the system. Temporary repairs were made this year, but the overall system is not repairable. The cost to replace the entire stage lighting system is estimated to be in the $500,000 range. The district will design and bid the replacement system this fall as a bid alternate with the 2021 Phase 1 construction bids for pricing purposes only. The result could be a recommendation to place a bond proposition on the ballot for a voter approval as part of the 2023, 2024 budget vote and elections. Cliff is working with Bob Winans, our instructional administrator for music, on ways to get by in the short term until the system can be replaced. So it seems like a lot of heavy news, but at least the capital projects are going well. But the trucks and the lighting and, you know, can't even get bids on them. So that's what we did. And we have not set a date for our next meeting.
Blanca, did you have a question?
I had a question for Cliff.
Good, that's why he's here.
Cliff, the bid for the lighting, so if we replace the lighting, will that also address the quote-unquote cage? I remember seeing the stage, the curtains were ripped, the lighting wasn't working, and to me at least, you know, it seemed like the cage looked a little cumbersome. There were wires and things, so I just wonder.
Yes.
Okay.
Not necessarily curtains, but we could look at curtains.
I could walk through the curtain hole, just so you know, that's how bad it was.
Those are probably as old as the lighting systems, right?
Understood.
Man, a few words to see the pain.
Thank you, Cliff.
Yeah, any other questions for business practices? Thank you, Judy. That was the most thorough business practices.
Yeah, well, we haven't had too
all
many
year.
meetings, so this, we had a lot of things to go over.
How do we go about moving the line, right, because we need the bus mechanic, how do we do this?
We already did.
Oh, it's done?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I would do.
Those general fund transfers
Yeah.
earlier in the
Got it,
agenda.
okay.
Yeah.
Any other committees meet from the last meeting to this meeting? Gloria?
Nope.
You're muted.
Communications didn't, I don't think.
Gloria muted. Oh,
Oh, she's talking.
After all that, I'm muted. The Communications Committee presented the changes to you tonight, and we appreciate the fact that everybody approved them. We recommend that maybe every 3 years we take a look at the handbook to make sure we're not missing any things that we might want to fix.
great, thank you, Gloria. Any other committees?
DEI.
Oh, I think I was the only board member there.
Yeah, I
So let me see what I can remember. We thanked all the,
This was DEI?
yes.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't hear it.
We thanked all the committee members who were stepping down, and then we also welcomed the new committee members that joined. We talked about next year and the different type of education pieces that would take place during the meeting. This year we used a book that had to do with equity approaches and leadership that the whole committee read together. And so there was a survey sent out to all the committee members asking if they would like to go through another book or if they would like to go through some shorter articles. Oh geez, what else happened? I was the only one, huh?
We talked about,
No, nobody else was.
our plans for.
I think Matt talked about the student action thing that they had. Matt Pinchino, he was talking about the high school action that they had after school.
Yeah, DEI in action. I don't remember I don't have it up, but.
It was
I can
the,
pull it up.
anti-hate rally recap.
Anti-hate rally.
And, he noted it was well-attended and the students did an outstanding job, very eloquent speeches. Really proud of the work that they did. He noted there were Pride Month activities throughout the district. I think Christine Jager mentioned the work that happened at Farnsworth in particular, where they actually highlighted a number of different causes that have their own colors to the rainbow, which was very well done. And then, if you haven't seen it yet, we have an updated website for our DEI work that Patrice Viverito posted about 2 weeks ago. That's includes all the information that we have around our committee and lots of activities that are going around the school.
I think he also mentioned the students that participated in the march and the speeches at the Capitol I think it was at the Capitol,
The March for
on the
Our
violence,
Lives.
anti-violence, and the students
Yes,
that
he-
spoke and marched in
Yes,
the
he
parade.
talked about the Pride Parade and the March for Our Lives and the students from
Yeah,
Gilliland
March for Our Lives.
who spoke there, yep.
I think that was.
Yeah, I think that was basically closing out the school year, and we did talk just a little bit of reflecting on the year and where the committee has, ended, and it just made a lot of progress from where it started, and so that is really positive, and I think Matt's role on the committee has really helped move the committee forward. It's probably brought a lot more people into the fold in terms of doing the work. And so it was, I think, a great end-of-year committee meeting. And I think the leadership committee for that is talking over the summer about how the committees will run again for next year. And audit, we did not have another meeting, correct, Kelly, right? Okay. And then policy? You have the list of policies that we passed tonight.
Been at a meeting since we looked at the code of conduct. That was, the end of May, beginning of June, that's our last meeting. So we'll schedule another one. We got some stuff that still, we actually didn't get to, so.
Oh, wow, okay. A through Q,
That was 2 meetings, and then we got to the code of conduct in a 3rd meeting, so.
Oh, wow, okay. Great, thanks, Nate. Any other committee work that needs an update? Or needs to share an update? Okay. All right, so we'll move on to public comment number 2. Linda, are there any other public comments? No, okay, thank you. And then lastly, board issues, ideas, and sharing. Does anybody, go ahead, Judy.
I just have one thing. Last summer, someone was concerned about the August meeting, and we always have a meeting on the second Tuesday in August, which this year will be August 9th. So, and that's when we set our tax rate, I believe, and, we have some things that we have to wrap up from this, so. Just wanted, that's a reminder, that's all.
Great, thank you, Judy. Go ahead, Kim.
I just wanted to thank the media team because we have a ton of seniors that are no longer gonna be here. And so I know at least tonight, and if I forget a name, please tell me, Kimmy, Sam, Max, there's also Natalie, there's James, there's Cam. Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing someone. Okay, thank you, Andy. But I just wanted to thank all of them because they've been extremely professional, and it's been nice to actually see the students at the meetings, and thank you for everything you guys have done.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think I remember shaking some hands at the graduation, and then I realized, oh, that's where. So we were behind the camera. So, yeah, it was a good group. Thanks, Kim. Any other board issues, ideas, and sharing?
I had a comment.
Oh, go ahead.
Yep. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all the musicians at the graduation. It was unbelievable, especially the jazz section in particular. I was blown away by that. And also to Mr. Pinchinot. I really enjoyed his speech, but more than that, I think that the number of students that went up and personally hugged him or made some kind of eye contact with him really speaks to the role that Mr. Pinchinot plays in our school. And so I felt particularly proud, and I thought that was really heartwarming.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thanks, Blanca.
Okay, and then I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
So I feel a little bit disconnected from some of the elementary schools, like Altamont and such. And I was thinking I would like to pop in to some of the PTA meetings here and there. I can't be a liaison for every single one, but is that something we're allowed to do, right? I can just pop in, or no, attend?
Oh, attend the PTA?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I only hear about the ones that I only get an email for the ones that I'm a liaison on, so are they posted on the website, how does that work?
They should be all in our calendar.
On the
which is
calendar,
They
on
are
the calendar, yeah.
Way ahead of time, that far in advance?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah, it's
we
the
do
year
rather
whole
not
year.
go on Facebook because a lot of them have Facebook pages that they'll actually announce their meetings as well.
Okay, great. So I won't be stepping on anyone's toes if I just pop in. Okay,
The
great.
more the merrier at PTA.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other ideas, issues, and sharing? Okay. All right, so can I have a motion to adjourn? Nate, second, Blanca? All in favor? Passes 9-0. Thank you, everybody. Can I have a motion to go back into executive session?
Oh,
Blanca, second, Nate. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 9-0.